Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Disjointed Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Y-O!
Hello!
No, that was a Y-O.
Oh, it's yo backwards, so this is off to a really weird start here. Ladies and gentlemen, I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus.
Cheers, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Thursday Night Hangout. It's a weekly live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. If you have, unfortunately, not added your topic or question or thought, and you want to do so at any time during the show, please drop it in the chat. We will add it to the show. If we do run out of time, we'll add it to the very next show. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First off, some of you may have noticed that there wasn't a Thursday Night Hangout last Thursday. So, I
knew I was supposed to be somewhere.
Yes. So, here is what happened. I, Charlie, of Ultra Confusion, along with one of our fans, Clark, and my sister and my brother-in-law, went to see the Clerks Convenient Tour, which, of course, is Kevin Smith touring city to city with his new movie, Clerks 3.
Okay.
And let me tell you, oh my God, it's a good movie. Holy cow. Like, I love the first Clerks. I'm kind of lukewarm on the second one, but the second one, for kind of like backstory, so you understand everything in the third, I that basically gives the second one a little bit more of a pass in my book. But the third one was great. I cheered, I laughed, I cried. It had everything.
So here's what's always funny to me, right?
What's up?
Like, I'm not a huge Clerks person. Like, it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, I'm just going to look online. Like, what is the Rotten Tomatoes score of Clerks 3?
And
This is just kind of in general what I feel like happens with movies.
Uh-huh.
The tomato meter, which I think that means it's like official real reviewer.
The critics.
63%.
Yep.
Would you like to take a wild guess, like a ballpark of the audience score?
Okay, what was the critics' number?
63%.
63. So I would say that the audience members probably put it like an 86. Really? 92?
93, buddy.
Yeah.
But like, that's what happens. Like, I feel like that's so common where, like, you know, it's people love it, and then critics are like, well, you know, it wasn't perfect, but it's good. Well, it's just kind of funny to me.
Well, I think the other thing is that once again, like, this is the third movie of the series, and I think that if you were to watch it, there are a lot of references in this thing. So I think if you are not a fan of Clerks, if you're just kind of this seems interesting, I want to watch it.
Which would be me, honestly.
It's not, I mean, if in the movie someone says 37, do you know what that means?
No idea.
Okay. Then yeah, you're probably not getting as much out of it as the people who really like Clerks. I mean, it's just that's
fair. It would be like watching Avengers Endgame without having seen the other Avengers. Like,
true.
If it's a certain iteration of a series, that's fair. Actually, probably a better analogy would honestly be Lord of the Rings, because that's three. That's a trilogy.
Yeah.
And sure, on its own, Return of the King is a good movie, but having the first two make it like the perfect movie. So I definitely think dictating a movie's quality or predicating it upon the previous ones is perfectly valid in my book.
Yeah. But anyway.
Another example is like Black Adam. Tomato meter.
What's the tomato meter say?
40%, 40.
Yeah, and what do the fans say?
90%, 90.
Interesting.
So it's just like another case of, like, you know, the critics say one thing, but then the fans are like, it's just a fun, enjoyable movie.
Yeah, I heard that it was better than a lot of people expected, but it could have been more. That's what I've heard from people.
Well, my understanding is part of it. I'm not a huge DC person, but like Black Adam is the definition of anti-hero, and he does like bad things in the comics. But The Rock also has an image.
Yeah.
And he's not going to go full Black Adam, basically.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean it's not going to be a good movie. It's just probably not going to live up to what, another African-American male actor may have done. The Rock's not going to necessarily do what could have been darker things, which I get, because that's why The Rock is the most profitable movie star in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably see it someday.
Yeah, I'll see it eventually. I mean, it's not at the top of my list by no means. But
what is the top of your list that you have not seen?
What is the top of my movie list? Ooh. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. I'm sure there's something out there that I'd like to see Sonic 3 to see if it could continue to go. I dread the chance to see the Super Mario Brothers movie because I think that Chris Pratt's just going to shat all over it.
Yeah, that's nowhere on my list.
I'm trying to I don't, I'm sure there's something I'm just not that I mean, I watched Clerks 3. That was my big one. So,
I get that.
But anyways, but yeah, so Clerks 3, and then now I'm back. Also, funny story, but at the end of last Thursday, or not last Thursday, but the previous Thursday, the last show that we did, I said that we had some Ultra Confusion merchandise coming, and that I would showcase it for you Sunday night and Tuesday night, and then the next Sunday, since I wasn't going to be here on Thursday. So that Sunday night, I forgot to turn my camera on. And then Tuesday night ended up being my son's basketball draft, so I wasn't here to do it. So this past Sunday, God, I hope I had the camera on. Anyways, long story short, I'm wearing the Ultra Confusion hat for everyone to take a look at, and then I also have the Ultra Confusion sticker right here in my hand. They are available at ultraconfusion.tv, and if you just click on the merchandise link there, you go straight there.
Very nice, sir. Very nice.
Speaking of merchandise, or I guess campaigns or whatever, Code Warriors RPG, the latest game from Nerdburger Games, has successfully been funded, which, no surprise. I mean, Craig usually... I don't think that Craig's had a failure yet. His initial goal was $5,000, and they ended up raising almost $17,000. They raised $16,934. So hopefully in April of 2023, because that's where he's aiming for, I'll get my book, my dice, and my Dice 10 for Code Warriors. So congratulations to Nerdburger Games, a.k.a. Craig Campbell, for yet another successful Kickstarter.
And of course, if you want to know the beauty or have any, how the heck do I do this weird Kickstarter thing, Craig is the man, the myth, the legend who knows all of the ins and outs.
Indubitably. Now, I saw that Craig is already setting up for Gen Con 2023, and I saw some of those prices for those booths. That's that's $1,500 for a booth. That's way out of Ultra Confusion's price, right?
Well, it's like $2,000 for the corner booth.
Yeah, but since he's a returning vendor, he gets a slight discount because they know that he's done it before. But speaking of conventions, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to announce that Ultra Confusion will be making a return to Chattacon in Chattanooga. It will be January 13th to the 15th. They've asked if I want to do a panel. I said yes. I just haven't actually submitted all the paperwork, but we are going to Chattacon January 13th through the 25th. 13th through the 15th, not the 25th. Jesus, that'd be a long-ass convention.
Nice.
it's Chattacon. I would equate it to like a buddy convention. It's kind of like just a step up from an Andocon. So it's just like, you're not going to see a lot of foot traffic there, but you're going to meet some very interesting people, and I'm hoping that the spooky dudes, who are the guys that were Vitamin Geek, will be at that one, because that's where I saw them last time, was Chattacon, whenever the last Chattacon was, and we got to hang out. So I'm hopefully looking forward to hanging out with them.
Very cool, sir.
And one other, PSA real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very important for your voice to be heard. And so Ultra Confusion would like to remind you that if you are of the age 18 or above, please go vote. I did it today. Here's my sticker to prove it. I am a Georgia voter. So the election is actually on, was it November 8th, I think? Sounds right. 8th or 10th, whatever. Anyways, go now so you don't have to worry about it later. Go vote.
See ya.
Not now. The polls are closed, Zealeus. Jeez almighty.
No, I got my absentee ballot. I got to go do it now. You just told me.
Oh, Zealeus. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into some of the meat of the show. I know that Zealeus posted a story this week revolving around yet another attempt at a Android gaming handheld console. So Zealeus, do you have any thoughts on what do they call it? The Razer Edge. Retail for $399.
Why? Like, literally just, like, it's already more than a Nintendo Switch. Isn't it the same price as the Steam Deck, if I remember right, for the base one at least?
I think the Steam Deck's $350.
Like, it's really not that bad for a price.
No.
It starts at $399.
Okay.
But still, same price for, like, literally infinitely more playability. It reminds me of the Ouya. Like, honestly, like, it's an interesting idea. Like, 5 years ago, this may have actually been a good idea, honestly.
Keep going.
I say, like, 5 years ago, it may have actually been an idea that could have got traction, because the Switch came out, 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere in that range. So you would have been only competing with that. But, like, with the Steam Deck, regardless of whether or not you want a mobile gaming device, if you're going to get a gaming mobile device, I'm just putting the Switch aside for the moment. I can't possibly imagine why you would choose an Android gaming dedicated device over the Steam Deck, honestly. Like, I just don't get it. So, like, I know who the target audience is, but owners.
Do you? Because I can't think of a target audience.
Like, the target audience is gamers.
You mean all those people that already have an Android tablet where they play their games and they can already get the third-party accessory to have the gamepad functionality to it?
Like, it's a dried up, basically, target audience. It just seems silly. I don't get it at all. Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. You said, like 5 years ago, it made a lot more sense. Razer actually bought out Ouya, okay? So they could get their game library, so they could put it on their Android handheld device, the Razer Shield. I think it's the Razer Shield. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, so you're still trying to do the same thing that you did, but like it's like there's nothing new about it. It's not like, I don't know. I can't. I see no appeal whatsoever. I don't.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, is it gonna? Because the thing is, it's going to be playing Android games, which is going to be through the Google Play Store, which you're going to have your tablet already that already plays that shit, or you have your Chromebook that will already play that stuff. And but it's got a touchscreen. Well, guess what? A lot of Chromebooks have a touchscreen too. So I just I'm like, no.
Yeah, they mentioned you can actually get a serviceable Chromebook for the same price. And
Yeah.
actually, $400 is a lot for a Chromebook
Yeah.
in terms of specs.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this just seems, yeah. I mean, I guess to me, in order of handheld preference, number one would be Switch, number two would be Steam Deck. That's about it. Like, if I get another handheld, it'd be Steam. I'm not planning on it,
Yeah.
but that'd be like the second choice. But really, it's like an Android tablet is like nowhere on that list
Yep.
as far as, ooh, this is interesting. Um, and I think it's because so many, like, if you already have an iPhone, what's the point? Or you could get one of those little, handheld, like probably Razer actually, like the little handheld devices that hook to it. Okay, you're out maybe $1,500.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're an Android person, like you said, you already have those Android devices.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like most of the stories I try to spin of like, what is the benefit of it? Like this is one I just really can't even bullshit one.
Yeah. It's,
Like, yeah. I mean, maybe it was in like development for like 5 years or something, and it just took them this long to come out with it.
that's way too long to try to establish something that they failed a couple times already on doing. So, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Or for the same price, you can get an Xbox or PlayStation 5.
Yeah, and that has a hell of a library.
Yeah. There's just so many, like maybe it was like $200.
Mm-hmm.
But part of the issue is the price point. You've already outpriced the Switch.
Yep.
You're at the same price as the Steam Deck or another console. So that's also the other issue. If you start looking at $399, like I don't know how you could recommend this at that price over the other options that are available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
Or hell, if you really like Android gaming that much, just go get an NVIDIA Shield with a controller for like half that price.
Shit, it was Nvidia Shield. That okay? So Razer had what was the Razer handle then?
So the NVIDIA Shield, that's their streaming device.
Okay.
So, but it's like marketed as also being a gaming device. Like,
Gotcha.
Someone's probably not going to buy it just to be a gaming device, but the fact it's both, and for whatever, it actually does good at it. So, like to me, that kind of makes sense because you're both that streaming device and you can game on it too, and it's in the same ballpark as the Apple TV. So to me, that makes sense, at least from a demographic perspective, as far as what are you trying to get. So that's like, if you want to do like real Android gaming, I'd be like, just get that instead for half the price.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nope. I can't even make up a sales pitch.
I think if I remember right, wasn't there Logitech is also announced the Android handheld device.
Yeah, both of them did it. One of the rumors is, or speculation is probably a better word.
Yeah.
Is that the chip manufacturer basically got them to go in on it to try to market their chip.
Mm-hmm.
The
Snapdragon G3X.
Which apparently is actually like a 2-year-old chip or something. Apparently it's not even that new.
Well, it's taken them this long to make them because, COVID.
Yeah. So so you're right. I did see that about Logitech too, but it's probably assuming going to be like the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know what you're not getting for Christmas.
Yup. Nope.
It's actually really funny if like, you know what it would be like, when you're younger and your parents buy like the wrong NFL football game at the store. That's what I feel like this is.
Zealeus, why'd you have to bring up such painful memories, you asshole?
And this is like the only one that's in the store. Like the Steam Deck sold out. Like, this is another handheld gaming device. Still like this.
Dude, seriously, what you just said is exactly what happened to me.
I know.
I was like, I want Tecmo Bowl. I want Tecmo Bowl. What did my parents give me? NES football. It's a football game. It's the same thing, right? Fuck no, it's not the same thing. No, it's not. All right, let's move on to something a little happier because, damn it, I am going to fall apart.
I'm sorry, man. Bringing up bad memories of your youth.
All right, so The Simpsons have this special episode every single year for like a long ass time. I don't know if they've done it. I don't think they've done it the entire run, but they've done this for many Halloweens, and it's called Treehouse of Horror. And this one is already making splashes because of the fact that one of the stories in there is going to be called the Death Tome, which is an homage to Death Note. And so that part of The Simpsons is going to be done in like in that anime style. And I've seen some of the pictures, some of the screen captures, and I'm like, damn, this looks really good. Oh, man. But
so according to Wikipedia,
yeah.
Answer your question, yes, every year since 1990.
Really?
Has had
a Treehouse of Horror?
Yeah, every year's had one.
Wow. That is nuts. But look, I mean, and the interesting thing is that I don't think that there's been many out of that full run. There's been many times where the Treehouse of Horror, the entire episode has sucked. There's always been something awesome about it. And this potentially could be that awesome thing. So now, of course, since I don't watch regular TV, I'm not exactly sure when Treehouse of Horror would come on. Is it Sundays? No, it's not Sundays.
I don't even know. I don't know what's on actual like TV.
Yeah, that's the problem. Treehouse of Horror. Let's see here. Right, okay, so the first one was October 25th, 1990, but where's oh gosh, I guess I have to put it in 2022.
You must get what are you looking for?
Trying to figure out exactly when
October 30th.
October 30th, okay. So that would be Sunday.
Yep.
So Sunday night, I was right. Then my first guess was right. Ha.
Look at that.
I might. Well, I'll watch it the next day. I'll watch it actually on Halloween because I'll be streaming during the show. I'm sure. But anyways, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I always loved Treehouse of Horror. Since I grew up and I'm allowed to watch Simpsons now. Thanks a lot, Mom and Dad. But I just want to give everyone a heads up, though I'm pretty sure that at this point, because the story is kind of big, most people know about it already. Now, speaking of big stories, let's talk about the fact that new seasons of Doctor Who will be streaming on Disney Plus in 2023.
But where can you get the old episodes?
Zealeus, please tell. Please tell.
On HBO Max only, if you're outside of the UK, I should say. So it's like, great. If you want to watch all of Doctor Who, you need not one, but two simultaneous streaming services to do it, which is just another further way to piss off your customer base. Regardless of the show, having customers required to basically go to different platforms is just a terrible customer experience in any regard, in my not so humble opinion.
I agree, but at the same time, unfortunately, I mean, you look at well, I guess now that Futurama's on Hulu, you could probably watch all of Futurama on Hulu, I would assume. Right? I don't even know. Yes? Actually, yes. Well, yeah, because I was going to say, well, because Futurama originally was a Fox show, but Disney owns Fox. So, yeah.
Well, at least that has an excuse of being potentially different owners.
Right.
Doctor Who doesn't have that excuse.
Right. I mean, Futurama was on Fox and then Comedy Central and now on Hulu.
Yeah. So it's just from a customer perspective, it's just obnoxious. But welcome to the streaming era of 2022.
Now, I do want to point out there is, the exciting news also broke over the fact that for 3 Doctor Who specials, the 14th Doctor will be reprised, or that role will have a very familiar face. Some people would say their favorite Doctor, and that, of course, is David Tennant is coming back for 3 specials. Before, I know I'm going to mess up the name. I'm going to try it anyways. Nkuti Gatwa, who will be the first African American. Well, no, that's not right. I guess the first African male Doctor. I almost said first African American Doctor, but in the seasons with Jodie Whittaker, there was a weird kind of like parallel universe going on, and there was a female African American Doctor or so they say.
I have not seen any of her. I not too recently finished up all the Capaldi episodes. So
him and his freaking guitar.
And the glasses. Don't forget about his glasses.
But of course, gotta have those sunglasses.
I'm excited though to see Mr. Tennant, who I think is the best Doctor, but that's just me and my perfect little world.
I would be very curious to, from when they, they rebooted it. So I'm not talking like, back in the Baker days.
Yeah.
But Tennant and Matt Smith, I think those two are jockeying for everyone's favorite Doctor. I'm not Capaldi. Jodie Whittaker, I know, ruffled a lot of feathers. So
I really like Christopher Eccleston, but he just didn't have a very long run.
Well, he didn't. I don't think he truly understood, like, what Doctor Who was, and because from my understanding, he's done interviews after the fact, and he has deeply regretted the fact that he didn't stick on for longer after he's seen, like, how much the fans to this day. There are people who consider, still think of him as one of the Doctors.
Well, he is.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of TV shows out there that once you're done with the show, they kind of like excommunicate you from their fandom.
Yeah, no, that is true. I'd agree because you look at really what it's done for Tennant and Matt Smith's career.
Yep.
Was very much a launching point, and I think that was in a not insignificant part due to their longevity on the show.
Yep.
They had a couple of great seasons with a couple of really cool arcs in their shows that really kind of showed off, and now they've gone on to do, bigger and better things. And I think that's something Eccleston probably did miss. For whatever reason, he was only on the one season, and I do think he definitely could have easily done a couple more seasons like a Matt Smith or a Tennant. He was definitely a quality enough actor in what he was doing with his companion Rose. They had something good going.
Which, ladies and gentlemen, if you're curious, yes, Zealeus' cat is named after David Tennant's love interest, Rose. So
she's also my love interest, in case you haven't noticed.
Speaking of David Tennant, this is something I really need to get back into. I only watched the first 2 episodes of it, but there's going to be season 2 of Good Omens coming, which of course stars David Tennant and Michael Sheen, which of course is a Neil Gaiman product, so it's going to be good.
I had not seen any of Good Omens. It's been somewhere on my list, but I just haven't got it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a show that you kind of just have to hunker down on. I don't think it's one of those you could like watch an episode here or there. I think and the way that like I said, I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like, all right, but then I kind of got sidetracked, and for me, if it's that kind of like story driven thing, it's really hard to get back to it because they're like, wait, what? This guy, what happened? Because there's a lot of setup in the first two episodes.
I've
Um,
actually been watching Rings of Power. Have you seen that?
no, I have not. That's the one where they just had a big reveal, right?
I haven't finished it yet.
Something about Sauron.
Yeah, all I can say is some of the people hating on it just need to
Calm down.
stop being dumb.
Well,
Like,
welcome to internet trolldom.
like if you take it as being a Lord of the Rings thing,
Yep.
set in that world with like elves and hobbits and orcs, it's great. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But then people like, well, there was this one off word that Tolkien had in the subnote of page of 465 of this non-canonical book. I'm like, shut up. Yeah, like it just like sometimes you just gotta sit back, remove yourself, and just it's about fucking elves. Just enjoy it.
And dwarves. Don't forget about those dwarves,
Yes,
man.
I can't forget about dwarves, man.
Jesus.
No, it's solid. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and yeah.
Sweet. What am
But I
I
don't want to give
watching?
anything away, so I don't want to say anything. But it's solid.
I've been milking this show, but I finally finished the first season. I'm hoping it's the first of many seasons of Welcome to Wrexham, that documentary where two celebrity TV and movie star buy a club in Wales, and it's just like the trials and tribulations of what it's like to try to run something like that, and it by the end of the show. Because they involved the fans so much in the actual documentary, man, like I think I started bleeding a little bit. Some of my blood turned into Wrexham blood by the end of the first season, because you see how important it's a small town, and how this soccer team truly is like the backbone and the heartbeat of this city, and when the team does good, you could just see this like uplifting kind of like experience go throughout the entire town, which is awesome. You would never see that in Atlanta, though. Sorry, but Atlanta's an international town. You have fans from every walks of life.
I don't know, man. It was pretty uplifting when UGA won the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
UGA has not ever won a Super Bowl, Zealeus. That would be
down from 28-3 to beat the Texas A&M.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There are a lot of University of Georgia fans in the state of Georgia. So the state of Georgia, especially Athens. I mean, Athens was probably like a party for a month and a half at least afterwards. But anyways, I watched that.
I'm wondering if you have like a big banner now behind you for the Wrexham.
Yeah, I should at this point. But hey, Ryan Reynolds, if you want to, if any of your multi-million-dollar money wants to put a banner behind me, and I'll support Wrexham.
I mean, it's probably also brilliant marketing there, because now everyone's going to be like, wait, where do I get Wrexham like merchandise, basically?
Every single one of Ryan Reynolds like endorsement deals, like the mobile company and his gin company and his internet password company, TikTok. I mean, he got them all to sponsor Wrexham.
You can get Visualware at their website.
Yeah.
And you can really advertise for TikTok while you're at it.
Yeah.
That is what's so different, like for me, from like American sports versus mainly soccer, is I feel like most soccer kits, like if you purchase them, you're like advertising largely for, TikTok or American Emirates or whoever it is.
Yep.
I know America they're starting to get those little emblems.
The NBA is starting to show a little bit more, where they're allowing for more. I mean, it's not FIFA level, but you're starting to see the logo of sponsorships on their jerseys.
Yep. It's all about the monies.
Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do want to pause just for a second to do the friends of the show. These are the amazing people who help Alter Confusion continue to do what they do. And so every single week we give some shout outs, some loves for these people. So let's start from the top. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnership in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. That's INDIECLUSTER.com. Indie Cluster! The next shout out we got to give out is, of course, Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Trent, Noodle Boy Media, previously White Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia today. The next shout out I gotta give is to the man, the myth, the legend. This individual can help anybody and everyone who's got some back pain in the greater Atlanta area. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore. The company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. Now, the next shout out we got to give is to our audio mastermind, and that, of course, is Crosspad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion. Crosspad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. Now the final shout out we got to give is to the man who has been supporting us the longest, and that, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Axe leads both a development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings, and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, ineffective work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. That's AGILEAXIOM.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that everyone out there is dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show? And so I will simply say, ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion has a Patreon. We survive on the love and support of fans like you, and so we have this Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, supporters, and many more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. Currently, there are 2 different levels that you can subscribe too. These, of course, are monthly subscriptions. So there's the $1 a month or $12 a year level. And what that will get you is early access to all of our playthroughs, as well as access to patron-only posts to help shape the future of Ultra Confusion. Now, if you want to actually be one of those friends of the show that gets announced every single Thursday night hangout, you want to go to the $5 a month level. That's $5 a month or $60 a year. And that will get your name or organization added to our thank you section of every single Thursday night hangout, as well as all of the other goodies at the $1 level. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to point out that we are about to turn our next early access playthrough live for the patrons only, and that is going to be the game Voodoo Detective, which is quite the interesting game, I must say. So for you patrons out there and for you future patrons, you get to look forward to that playthrough coming exclusively available to you very, very soon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be able to do this next one many, many more times because not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, Ultra Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life for 11 straight years. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Ultra Confusion today. And so, speaking of Extra Life, okay, so there's an itty-bitty, teeny-weeny little wrinkle about Extra Life this year. And that is that I will be gaming, okay? Don't get me wrong. I will be streaming and gaming for 24 hours during a 24-hour bit. However, there is going to be an hour and a half where I will unfortunately not be able to stream. And it's because I am double booked. And the reason why I'm double booked is I am also the head coach of a 10 and under boys basketball league, and their first game is November 5th. I don't know the time yet. It's either at 8, 9, or 10, or maybe it's 9, 10, 11. I can't remember. It's those three slots. So,
AM or PM?
So I will be coaching at All Saints Catholic Church in Dunwoody, Georgia.
Morning or evening?
Morning. Sorry, AM. Jesus, the kids would not survive. Now the funny thing is, I'm going to be doing this 24-hour game-a-thon, and then I will have a men's basketball game on Sunday at let's see here, November the 6th at 10 a.m. So.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, I am going to be like the Walking Dead. And I already told my team captain, like, look, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm doing a 24-hour charity event the day before, so don't expect me to be like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for this game.
Maybe it'll wake you up. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
So when we start coming up with a gaming itinerary.
Okay, gaming itinerary. Thank you, Zealeus, for mentioning that. There are a couple of ideas that have been floating around. One is that Alan Wake was released on the Switch, so that may factor into what gets played. However, there are many, many, many other games that I also have access to. So I wouldn't rule anything out, but I was okay. So here's the deal. I was kind of there's a new game that everyone's going, oh my god, it's awesome. Let's do this game. It's called Scorn, and I streamed it Sunday night, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, but oh my god, the game is boring. Oh Jesus, it's so boring. Oh god, it's like the the lead art director basically, I can't remember the name of the artist, but it's the artist that basically was one of the inspirations behind like Alien, the movie. It's like that dude, like the art director basically like, okay, let's make the entire game like this dude's artwork. And I don't understand. I've put, how much time have I already put into Scorn? I've already put over 2 hours into it, and I've gotten lost several times. I don't know what to do. There's like some puzzle aspects to it that you literally just have to bang your head into a wall until it works. Not the head in the game, but your actual physical head into a wall going, this is so stupid. What the fuck? Like, I don't understand. Like, I gotta play Scorn. Let's see. What is Scorn? What's the tagline here? Let's see if I can. Scorn is an atmospheric first-person horror adventure game set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. I've not been scared yet. I mean, yes, it's a very depressing atmosphere because it's just you. You're the only one alive. Yeah, there's some grotesque monsters, but I'm like, ooh. Like, I don't know. I just saw something. I think I was reading an article today about how they're really excited about, how it looks and runs on the Xbox. I'm like, but it's so boring. I don't understand.
It's all about the immersion.
It's not immersive at all.
I'm reading some quick reviews, and anything it's the most immersive game I've ever played. That's basically what it comes down to from what I've seen.
I was not immersed at all. I was immersed in my own frustration over what the am I supposed to be doing? It's like they just kept like trying to throw like these like it's a horror kind of feel with a little bit of gross factor. Let's do that. Because there's like you get the squishy organ sounds. I'm just like, woo wee, okay.
So what you're saying is squishy noises don't scare you?
It's like there's one thing where you have to like you have to hit a switch to make this big dial move so you can move on to the next level. And what's stopping the dial or what's holding the dial in place is like it looks like a massive like big intestine that's running through one of the holes that's keeping it in place. So when you push when you activate the thing, you hear this as it busts open so that the thing could go around. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like, I feel like the horror thing is more of a gross out thing at this point. Yeah, there's some creepy monsters, not going to lie, but I think I've in the 2 hours I've maybe done some kind of combat action 7 times. Most of it is just me walking around trying to figure out, can I open this door? Nope. What happens if I push this button? What happens if I do this lever? Nothing. Maybe I'll come back later. Okay. Like that's it.
So are you drawing a map like a Metroid game so you know where to come back to?
I should. There is no mini map. So I should be hand drawing a fucking map so I know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing.
Ooh, your doodles should become the map for this game.
Oh, Jesus. No, to be honest with you, my brain doodles make more sense than some of the navigation that you have to do in this game. I'm sorry. If anyone's like a huge Scorn fan, maybe you could tell me the secret as to what's so amazing, so immersive about the game. Because, like I said, the only immersive thing is I'm immersed fully and physically in my frustration over I don't know what I'm doing in this game. I played it for 2 hours during the stream, and then I was like, I've got to take a break because I'm getting bored to tears. Like I don't. Here's the thing: there are certain games that I play that I know would be like nails on a chalkboard to watch someone play, but this is like while playing it, I feel like nails on a chalkboard. And so I had to stop. I switched back to .hack, which, of course, I'm in the third and final chapter of .hack.
For as many games as you play, to have that type of criticism, it has to be pretty boring.
Yeah, it is pretty boring.
I mean, that's like the first time I think I've actually heard you raise that, because you've had a lot of criticisms over games for various reasons, and it's fair because all games have their faults.
Yeah.
But I think it's the first time you've actually given that specific type of criticism for a game.
I think it's partially because there's been so much hype and so many people talking good stuff about it. I mean, there is I always go, this is always my fallback to games that I will constantly shit on, and that is Lord of the Realms 3, which I literally, and I will still go on record and say, me taking a physical shit in that physical box increases the value of the game because it was so terrible.
Yeah.
But anyways, speaking of terrible, let's talk about the ever-present in the news in some sort of legal way, Activision-Blizzard.
Oh.
So, you may know that Activision-Blizzard has finally begun bargaining for its first union contract with the Game Workers Alliance at Raven Software. However, what you may not know, what's up, Nakamoto? What you may not know is that Activision has actually rehired the law firm Reed Smith to help undermine the organization of that union. Oh, God damn it. I am going to try to reach out to some friends, and I'm going to find someone who understands union law, and I just want to, I want to get them to like interview, and because I'd be very interested to see the kind of the crazy shit that all these game companies are doing, and of course Blizzard. There was so much pressure on Activision Blizzard to get this, to allow this unionizing for Raven Software, and now there's already whispers of they rehired the firm that's helped keep unions out of Activision Blizzard.
You know what it reminds me of? It's a little bit like the Lakers and the NBA. They're all glitz and glamour, and they just continue to shit bricks, and yet you continue to talk about them, and you just know that in the next couple of days there's going to be another crappy news.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just dull. No positive. It's not even like the old adage, like any news is good news. At this point, I think
Activision Blizzard just wants to get out of the news.
Yeah, they passed that point of like, no news for Activision right now. It's all bad news for even Overwatch 2 is basically taking a giant crapper. Everybody hates the Battle Pass system with an undying passion.
I've heard that the Halloween themed whatever, everyone's like, dude, this is like a huge step backwards in comparison to previous runs on the original Overwatch.
I have honestly not logged into Overwatch 2 at all, so I can't really say. And that one was, so it's kind of ironic because if you think of Overwatch 1, it was a purely PvP based game where I know you always give crap over buying skins that you'll never actually see because it's a FPS, but like the skins and the atmosphere for events were really good in Overwatch 1. I mean, that's part of what made it a fun game were the events. And they always did, I thought, a phenomenal job with that. So not having stepped into Overwatch 2 and hearing that kind of makes me sad because like part of what was supposed to be the appeal of Overwatch 2 was the PvE. So like if they can't even get this right, which is supposed to be one of the appeals of PvE,
Mhm.
is like that immersion and story and blah 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 blah, doesn't give me a whole lot of hope.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like,
No, my wallet just got a lot lighter all of a sudden.
uh-oh, what'd you get?
No, I'm I'm trying to stop myself right now. There is Steam, of course, is doing what they call the Steam ScreamFest, starting October 25th through November 1st. They are discounting some of these games, heavily discounted horror games. And there is a bundle. There is the Dead Space Pack bundle that normally is $70 and is 55% off. And in that bundle, you get the first, the second, the third, and the expansion for the third. Now, that being said, which actually is kind of funny because the first one is the one part that's not discounted. The first game, Dead Space, the original, is priced at $20. But Dead Space 2 in this bundle is $5. Dead Space 3 is $5, and then the expansion is $5. So, you know, but I could care less about the third one. That one's absolute shit. It's not a survival horror as much as they want to say it is, but maybe that's what I'm going to be streaming.
Nice.
Just Dead Space.
Like, and then for me with Overwatch, like, I originally was all in on PvE for Overwatch 2.
Mm-hmm. I know that's we were talking it up, going, this could be good if they actually do it, and that's the first thing they dropped.
And now, when eventually comes out, I'm very much a wait and see. I'm just, unfortunately, Blizzard has lost that trust. I know it's been a long time coming. Some of us are slower than others, but still.
Chip loves your hat.
Chef, yes.
Actually,
my old boss wouldn't let me wear this to work, so I'm making up for lost time.
Actually, if you want some true awesome bundling, and you want to help support a local Atlanta company, the Atlanta company is Tripwire Interactive, and their game Killing Floor. They have the Killing Floor Complete Pack, which has the game, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Where's the damn number of, like, how many things are included in this bundle? Because I'm not going to count all of these. Oh, it's got Killing Floor 2. It's got... So, yeah, you're getting a ton that's in this bundle. And it's 83%, 83% off. Usually, this entire bundle would cost you $217. It is $36.30. So if you want to, actually, Tripwire got bought out by that company. We did that story. That's that Swedish conglomerate, but still, it is a local company.
Lie, I thought you're originally slow rolling out. If you want to support a local Atlanta company, then you should buy some Alt Confusion swag.
Well, that too. If you
because to have the local company, which I have very conveniently linked in chat, so people can represent it.
I do want to point out that a friend of the show and also has been one of our guest co-hosts, Jason, has already purchased both the hat and the sticker for his own use. And I have to say, this hat has grown on me. Like, at first, I was kind of, but since I've been wearing it, and I think it's more of like I've broken it in, so it's now taken more of the shape of my head because I got a weird ass head. It works for me now.
That's not the only weird ass thing, but that's okay.
Thanks, Zealeus.
Just trying to help.
Yeah. Anyways, oh shoot! Oh, God dang it! There was another story, but I think I accidentally closed the tab. Damn it!
You can right click and reopen last closed tab.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Balls. While Charlie's desperately looking for something, Zealeus, was there any other bits of news that you saw this week that you wanted to bring up?
At this point, I don't remember what's happened this week.
Touche, dude. Touche. Yeah,
Usually you remind me because my brain no work.
well, there is that. Um, I must be doing something wrong because I can't. I did that. I did that. I did that. Oh, so if I know that we probably don't have a huge amount of, well, maybe, I don't know. You got a bunch of Call of Duty people out there, but there is a warning going out. Do not change your location to try to play early because it's going to completely jack you over.
Was it like geolocated based on where your release date is for the game?
Yes.
Hmm.
What did I just kick? Oh, the controller.
Oh, I thought maybe you kicked a small human.
No, 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 no. No, no. Now, Zealeus, I know you're not a huge horror game player, right?
I think like Resident Evil 4 is probably like the only one I've actually really played.
Yeah,
So no.
there's a bunch of, because we're so close to Halloween now, it's every single website I feel except for Alter Confusion, right now, has one of those one of those polls of what is the scariest game ever. And to be honest with you, and I'll still say this, even if people don't believe me, I still think the original Condemned was the scariest game I've played because it's the only one, like I said, that made me turn on all the lights after playing. Yes, Dead Space, definitely some good jump scares. I'm looking at the list on Game Rant. They got Resident Evil, which of course, there's some good jump scares there as well. Silent Hill, yes. Alone in the Dark. I don't know if I actually played Alone in the Dark, to be honest with you. Outlast, never played it. The Dark Pictures, that's creepy, but I wouldn't say it's like the scariest. Actually, one of the Dark Pictures games is one of our playthroughs that we had an early access of. I believe it was called, let me double check real quick. Dark Pictures. Of course, it pulls up Scorn, which we just had that chit chat. Dark Picture.
It's just because you need to play more of it.
I will try. Man of Medan. It's basically it's really, most of it is you're just walking around and your decisions do shape your game at the end. And yeah, there's some creepy stuff. There's some definitely creepy stuff. But one of the games that I need to go back and play it again is Little Hope. That's the next Dark Picture anthology that I will be playing for an early access. Actually, that might be the next early access, to be honest with you.
I do have one game you need to play when it comes out.
What's that?
A true Master of Magic remake.
Is it? Oh, Lord. Hold on.
It's supposedly it's actually coming this time.
Hmm.
It's not just a fantasy that may or may not happen.
So this is an Elemental?
No, it looks like this is literally just an upgraded like reskin versus an actual remake. This is just make it look nicer.
But wait, isn't there already one on Steam?
No, but this is a remake.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. I know, Zealeus. I know.
Don't kid with me about Master of Magic, man.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Too seriously.
But yeah, let's see. What are some of the other ones? Fear, Dead Space, the first two, yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's. I could never figure out that game. Just couldn't get into it. But there's a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's. There's more than 5 nights. That's all I have to say because there's like 4 of them. So that's 20 Nights at Freddy's. If you could take that much. What does Zealeus do?
No, okay. So here's what's funny. So I was looking at Master of Magic.
Yep.
And I'm looking at their developer blog.
Mm-hmm.
And their first line is Master of Magic, that it is the game which essentially invented the 4X genre back in 1994. I'm like, no, that was Civilization 1, which came out in 1991. basically invented the genre.
Yep.
I mean, I'll say Master Magic obviously did a great job at the genre.
But if it truly was what they're saying it was, then there would have been more than one.
Yes, it's really it's really Sid Meier's Civilization. That's the OG 4X that really invented the series.
There it is. Okay. Here's the tab I closed by accident. CD Projekt Red has announced they are doing a remake of the original Witcher utilizing the Unreal Engine 5. Which
is also what they're doing the next.
Yes, the next Witcher game.
Everything in UE5 now, basically.
Which, of course, I'm like, all right, probably gonna buy it because I've played all the Witchers and I enjoyed all the Witchers, and I feel like in some respects the Witchers have become more tame as it's gone on. I feel like the first one was more, European freedom with like nudity and that type of sensibility, and then as it's become more of an international hit by the third one, it's cleaner.
Had to make it more
acceptable in more countries.
Yeah, I could see that.
I just and I know this. I know I've said this before, but I'm going to reiterate it. It's really interesting to see what video game developers have to do to get their game into certain countries. And yes, nudity or violence, blood, gore, subject matter, that definitely plays into it. But what some people don't understand is there's also like certain color palettes that you cannot have in certain countries because certain colors mean certain different things. So I'll have to do some research and pull and find this. But I used to know a website that had all the different color palettes for Sora from Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts should be, a universally, acceptable game. However, Sora's outfit has to be different colors depending on what country the game's in.
It's like the Bloods and the Crips, man. You just can't wear the wrong color.
Well, it's like in certain cultures, red means something different, or yellow means something different. It's like, fun fact, if you ever go to any of the Disney theme parks and you ask for directions, you will always have the person giving you directions point with two fingers, never one finger. Because one finger is obscene in certain cultures, where two is safe and basically universal. So, yeah.
Huh.
So if you ever go to like this like international theme parks, you'll always see that people point with two fingers, not one. So, fun fact. Also, since we're giving out fun facts, did you know that by the year of the death of our first president of the United States of America, George Washington, the first dinosaur fossil had not been unearthed, which means that when George Washington died, he was not aware that dinosaurs ever roamed the earth. The more you know.
What a tragic life to lead.
I know. Seriously.
Like, if I didn't know it'd be like not knowing that aliens exist. It's just not worth living.
They don't exist. Come on, man. We're the only ones in the universe.
I'm gonna throw this rock through the internet at you.
We're the only ones. There's no one else. There could never be anyone else.
Are you seeing the X-Files is lying to me every time I watch it?
I want to believe, but I can't.
Oh, you had me for a second.
I'm so sorry. If you have Netflix, I highly recommend that you check out Cabinet of Curiosities by Guillermo del Toro. He is the executive producer, and a bunch of, I guess, like-minded individuals have these little shorts that are about 45 minutes long. And I watched the last one, and I think I missed the very beginning of the opening credits. But as soon as it got into the episode, I'm like, oh shit, someone is doing Lovecraft. because it's like within 5 minutes, like, yeah, Miskatonic University. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be fucked up.
Was it sufficiently fucked up?
Yeah. And it will also, if anyone out there has ever seen the Narnia Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, that main character, the guy who plays Prince Caspian, is the lead in this, as well as an actor who has always been really super creepy, Crispin Glover. And you put the guy who played Prince Caspian, Crispin Glover, and then put a Lovecraftian spin on it, it will mess with you up to the end. Though I kind of guessed what the end was going to be. I was like, oh no, the dominoes are falling all the wrong way. This is going to be bad. But to be honest with you, I think I might have accidentally binge watched the first 4 or 5 of those. I think only one has had a happy ending. The rest of them, and it wasn't really happy. It was not happy. But you kind of like, yes! The rest you're like, oh, crap.
I just hate those accidents where you just let autoplay play or you accidentally click next multiple times. It's a terrible, tragic thing to have.
See, I could say that, it's just audio play in the background, but I will fully admit that I clicked, am I still here? So I only have myself to blame. Okay, I've only got myself to blame. But yeah. Definitely highly recommend. I mean, I always love Guillermo del Toro's stuff. It's just when he announces stuff, I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, it's a 50-50 shot if this thing actually gets made or it gets shelved. But if it gets made, it's going to be awesome.
It's those creative, zany ideas.
Exactly. And I love creative, zany ideas, especially ones that deal with, like, the sci-fi horror genre. Then, yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like he needs to make a Dead Space game.
I want to say he was tied to a game for a while, but I don't remember. Let me see. I'm going to check it real quick. Hold on.
Now you must know for sure.
He previously worked on 2 high-profile video games, neither of which ever ended up being released. So he's basically like, nah, yeah, I'm not going to do that. What were the 2 games? I want to say one was a Silent Hill, but I could be wrong.
Silent Hill.
Let's see here. Trying to remember. That's right. He was working with Kojima on the Silent Hill title PT. And then Kojima and Konami had that really messed up breakup. And then Kojima went on to form his own company, Kojima Productions, which, of course, I got this bad boy from. And all of the proceeds for this go to the Ukraine Relief Fund. But that's right. Yeah. That was getting Kojima and Del Toro was like a fucking dream team. And then Konami pissed all over it. So
that'd be interesting.
It would have been. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our show, unfortunately. But I do want to thank everyone who came out and watched, and of course those who are watching this on YouTube or listening to this via your favorite podcast host of choice, be it on iTunes, on Google Play, on Pandora, Spotify, Odyssey, and whatever other ones are. I swear, like, I get emails about, hey, your podcast should be on this. Sign up for free. I'm like, okay, sign up. So we're on a lot of podcast distributors.
So many choices.
Yeah. So anyways, hopefully you enjoy what you hear and you tell all your friends. And of course, as Zealeus put in the chat, if you go to ultraconfusion.tv/merch, that's MERCH, you can get one of these bad boy hats or one of these vinyl stickers, which this one is destined for the back of my car. But I might actually have to buy another one because I want to put it on a laptop too. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Ultimate Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure giving you everything our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. I will be back next Thursday. Zealeus, will you be back next Thursday?
Chances are no, but I'll let you know for sure on the Bewitching Day.
All right. If Zealeus is unavailable, I will try to find a co-host. If I can't, I will pilot this mofo solo because it will be the Thursday, which would be a day and a half away from the Extra Life Game-a-thon. So I will definitely have a show next Thursday. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.